or foe? And is cussing at your kids wrong?
On this episode of Simply Necessary Conversations.
Well, you said you wanted to do the honors.
Oh, okay. So today on our podcast, we are joined by two of Imari's former classmates from USF, Jacob and Tabria.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, before y'all start sliding in the DMs, he is taken
By her.
So do not get excited. He is taken, and I'm riding for Tabria, so don't do it.
Period.
Yeah.
That's a good introduction.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
And then we also have to mention that Tabria is actually our editor and videographer,
Yes,
so she's
yes.
taking a step in front of the camera to talk with us today. But we cultivated some good topics that we can all chime in on. The first thing I want to talk about was trending topic, Sora AI. So Sora is this new OpenAI platform that's basically like TikTok, and you can create completely artificial intelligence. That's not what I'm trying to say. But you can create videos using your friends' faces, yourself, and it's supposed to be like hyper realism. So when you see the videos, you're thinking like, oh, this is something that actually happened, and then you might see the Sora AI thing pop up, and you realize that it's actually AI. So I wanted to talk about: do we think this is dangerous? Is it weird to be able to like take other people's likeness and have them doing something? Like, for instance, you could have somebody getting arrested, or like saying something inappropriate, or like doing this like stuff that could totally ruin their reputation if someone doesn't realize that it's AI.
I don't like it, but
That was very straightforward.
I don't like it because of the things that you just said.
Yeah.
Like, that is very, very dangerous, especially if you have a corrupt government, if you have people that hypothetically speaking, if you have people in government that have ulterior motives for a lot of what they do, they could make things look like they're happening that are not happening. They could pretend like a peaceful protest, for instance, was a riot. They could make it seem like people are committing crimes that they're committing. So like, I don't like it. I think technology has its place. I think AI has its place, but that I don't like.
Yes, it's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope.
Especially because I have a news background, and like when we're looking at videos and like trying to figure out, is this something that actually happened? If someone's not familiar with like Sora AI or doesn't know that that's the thing, they might think that it's actually real. So that's what concerns me a little bit.
Yeah, and I just got introduced to this because I started seeing some crazy videos. I think it was one with like an alligator and somebody on a porch, and I was like, oh, this is very creepy. And the ones that I saw, they actually had the logos blurred out. So that's what people are doing now. But now that I'm seeing the actual Sora AI, because usually it pops up in two spots, now I kind of see the vibe, and I'm like, okay, is this AI? Is it not? But one thing that I did see, Martin Luther King's daughter, she went on a platform and she was saying that she wants people to stop making videos with this platform of MLK. She was like, it's disrespectful, because I saw like MLK and Drake like eating spaghetti or something. Like, it was actually insane. I think it was MLK and Malcolm X, and they were like, they're making these videos consistently, and it's a little
I think I saw him like robbing somebody's house.
Okay.
That is so awesome. Yeah, and I think, I don't want to lie, but I think I saw a news article where OpenAI is like starting to restrict the use of MLK's likeness because people are taking it way too far and like having his whole legacy be ruined. Because like, if you're an older person or if you're somebody that doesn't know much about AI, you're gonna think this stuff is weird.
I feel like in the beginning, because I always think about like the Will Smith spaghetti video.
Yeah.
Like, that first one that came out, that was like, it was fake. You could tell it was fake.
You could tell, yeah.
And I feel like for me, like, I try to look at like hands, eye movements, lip movements. But even now, like, it's getting good. Like, I saw a video on TikTok, and then it was like, is this real or is this fake? Like, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it was going through a bunch of like AI videos, and then it didn't have the little like Sora link or whatever link from where it was from. And I'm 25, so I'm a little, I'm getting there, but I'm not over. But actually, but I'm getting there. But
So I'm gonna be quiet.
All this is to say, I feel like it's like Amara was saying, like generationally, like there's a bit of a gap, and it's weird. And I thought like, like I'm a little bit younger. I feel like I'm pretty good with technology, so like I should be on top of it. But I got God, and I'm like, if I'm getting God, I
And then two, if they wait until the end of the video to tag,
or if it's like
some people may not make it to the end of the
Simple.
video. They might just see a part of it and run with that part. And something I hadn't even thought about until Tabria brought up MLK. You have to take into consideration family members who may be traumatized or re-traumatized if people are using images of their relatives that have passed. Like, people don't think, they just do what, seems fun or interesting to them. But like, if I had a relative that had passed away, I would not want to see them flashed on the screen.
100%.
That's definitely.
And see, the thing about me is I always think about stuff from a social justice lens. So I got my degree in mass communications with a mark in Z school. But when I did my education is great. USF gang, go Bulls.
We got
Education is key, guys. But so we focused on mass comm. Mass comm teaches you a lot about ethics. It teaches you a lot about being like, not being biased, all of that. So we have a good media literacy background. And then I also have a true passion for social justice. So whenever I'm looking at these things, I think deeply about the impact of Black and brown people and how this is going to affect our community. AI in general, which is a whole side tangent, is very bad for the environment. We ain't gonna go there. But on the opposite side, I think about Love Island with Alandria and Shelly, how they were they put Alandria's face on George Floyd. And then they put, I don't even know the cop's name. I choose not to know his name. But they put what's the girl? What's the girl? The girl that I'm like? No, the girl on Love Island. Not Andrina. I forgot her name. No. Huda.
The girl that I like.
So they put Huda's face on the officer. And so I'm thinking about this, and I'm like,
funny.
it's not funny.
Oh, so that's why she got, not that she got mad, but like she was like,
at the beginning, that's what she was talking about. And they're using AI
really
pieces. They're using AI pieces to do this. It was a lot of videos. It was like, Shelly being like basically a gorilla or an ape. They're using these things
and these
for
are
racial
women. Like this is bad.
Are there restrictions on like what you can generate or what you can make, or how does?
I don't know for
because there's probably not regulations for a lot of this stuff because it's so new. The technology is so new that they have not put laws and rules and stuff.
And I mean, it's not necessarily going to be the government that says we need regulations because they're going to be able to
this government.
They're going to use it in their way. And I'm just thinking about how it could be used to rewrite history in a certain type of way. Like 20-something years from now, how are we going to be able to tell our future generations what was real and what was fake, and like how are we going to
like you think about, because I just had that conversation with my students and I was telling them what you're doing today is going to be history. Eventually, they kind of eyes glazed over, like, what are you talking about? I was like, you got to think about. We're reading history. A few years down the road, or several years down the road, what you're doing now is going to become history. And I told them, because I was giving them the whole chat about how they should use their social media properly and be conscious of the fact that it does not go away when it comes to jobs and college admission. But like, people don't think about the impact that they're having on other people and possibly the future. And so it's a whole thing. But I'm not a fan of. I'm a fan of AI and technology when it's used properly, but I'm not a general fan.
And I feel like the whole AI thing is like the latest, greatest, just like TikTok was like the latest, greatest thing.
Like everyone's talking about it. A lot of companies are pushing it. And I also have like mixed feelings about it too, because I feel like if it's used as like an accessory tool, for me it makes a lot of sense to maybe support what we're doing, support work. But I feel like it's replacing a lot of things we do on a day-to-day basis. And I say this because like, so I work at Apple, part-time, but I've seen a lot of people and like, it's like very like simple things of like maybe punctuating something, paraphrasing something, reading through a bunch of text, like they're either skipping through, they're having the AI model do it. And each time you do it, to me at least, that lack of effort you're putting into like even use that part of your brain is being lost. And I feel like there's maybe a possible decline. Just
given a writing test, for instance, to our kids. Now, a lot of things that we would have had, skills that we would have had to have, knowledge that we would have had, they don't have to have it because the computer's auto-correcting for them as they're typing. So, and the kids have picked up on that. Like, they don't spell it, they don't worry about anything because it's going to be auto-corrected for them. So I sometimes wonder, those skills, are they going to completely go away? Like, what's going to happen to kids in the future? Are they not going to, it's going to get to the point where I'm wondering if they're going to even have to write anything. You know, there's going to be,
Because paper is being replaced too.
So it's, and then we were having a conversation that if you got kids, you better be hoarding books and stuff because eventually they're trying to put everything online, and that's when we get into the 1984 Big Brother situation where now they can change history because all I got to do is a few clicks of a button, and that's not what that book says.
So
So like I worry about that all the time, and that's why when they ask every year who wants hard copies, me.
But it's really important because I read an article and I watched a video recently, and it spoke about how like the Western world, because so at a point in time like. Jesus, I'm okay. But at a point in time, like Persia was like a really, really, really big power in the world. Persia was big, Rome was big. They were all like doing their thing. Eventually, Rome took over Persia, which happened, and they kind of, they lost their stuff. Yeah. But they spoke about how like, so Persia is really big, so it kind of helped them a little bit. But Rome, they do a thing after they won, like military-wise, after they beat you and they conquered you, they burn all your texts. So all your documents, all your history, all that was lost.
But that's smart. I mean, it's diabolical, but that's
smart because they burned all that. They enslave you. You're part of their kingdom now, I'll just say.
And it's loss of identity.
I mean, it's
Yeah, and there was a few other like smaller, I'll say countries that Rome did that to, and they literally lost their entire history because they had nothing.
Yeah, that's correct.
Persia only had a little bit because they were so big, and then a few of them they kept their stories. Yeah. But it's so crazy to think about how like. You can have an experience, you can live a shared experience. You can either keep it through like, spoken language, written text. Yeah. But literally at a minute's notice, you can lose all of that in an instant.
Yeah. I feel like technology is just, everybody's about to be replaced in a race.
Yeah. And that's the scary thing. Without, there's a line from The Grapes of Wrath where the grandmother says, how can we live without our lives? And because they're trying to decide what to take with them when they go on this quest across the country. Yeah. And I had this whole discussion with my kids. How do you know somebody exists? Well, you got photos, you got stories, you got whatever. Without those things, that person doesn't exist anymore. And then once the last person that remembers you is dead, that's when you finally die. Because I tell the kids, you are alive until the last person that knew you died. Yeah. And so if you got people erasing history, burning books, doing that kind of stuff, or using technology to alter that, then it's pretty scary. It's scary.
And then I want to go back to what Jacob was saying about like just the overall, I don't want to say smart, the overall lack of education when it comes to AI. Yeah. So even me, I got my master's pretty quickly. I'm a little smart. I do a little 1-2. What can I say?
Education.
But I bought my little ChatGPT Pro. I use it very consistently, especially for my business and all of that. But like, there's some things I be going to ChatGPT for, and I be like, girl, you don't need this. Like, so me writing a little paragraph, it's so easy to throw it in ChatGPT, say fix the grammar, make it professional. But I feel like I'm slowly declining a little bit. I really do. So I cut off my ChatGPT Pro because you can still use features with the free version, but I feel like that'll actually get me to lock in a little bit because I'm not a person who wants to work off just convenience alone. Like if it helps you with strategy, if it helps you with that, whatever. But I think that my fear for the next generation is because things are so convenient, and y'all know that life is not really easy. So that's why even me, I'm trying to coach myself back into, okay, this is going to be inconvenient to write this long email and make it sound pretty, make sure I have to check my punctuation. But even this small thing of inconvenience is going to prepare me for the next inconvenience. Yeah. Because when you get relaxed, that's when life
and the kids now know, and see, they are ahead of me on technology, obviously. The kids know how to go to ChatGPT, have it write something for them. Wait a minute. And then they have it edited. One of my little boys.
Humanize it, right?
He said he knows how to make it so that tell it to write it at a certain grade level. So
I know it.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I didn't even know that.
And this was not even one of my brighter students. This was a student that struggles, that knew to use ChatGPT, but then to tell it to write it at he said he tells it to write it at a third grade level so the teacher.
So what I'm hearing is he's really smart.
He's smart.
Yes.
He's smart.
So but because for me, it started with you when you were doing papers and what was it? Easy Bib. doing the Billy.
Oh my God! Now you think that was the peak of technology.
I was so mad about Easy Bib. It's like I had to learn where to put those periods and commas and stuff. And you got something called Easy Bib, and I thought that was it.
We had citation machines.
Yeah, like all of that.
But what's crazy is that it hasn't been that long since we've been in school.
Yeah.
We didn't have technology and AI and stuff.
Listen, I wish I had a little bit of chat.
Me too.
Yeah, but yeah, these kids I worry about the kids because even this is sad, but I think I talked to somebody who I now think might have been illiterate, but I was like, no, they were texting me.
Wait, what
but then I realized
you mean like talk to, or you mean like friends with?
Ooh.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I think that they may have actually, because you know how a narcissist will tell you what they're doing by saying what they're not doing. So he's like, yeah, so and so said that I couldn't read, and I was like, clearly you can because you text me all the time. They say like they will tell you what they're doing wrong by denying
the
it.
fact that you feel the need to say somebody said you couldn't read is concerning.
Exactly. So, and then I was like, well, they're stupid because you text me all the time. And then I realized, maybe he wasn't texting me. Maybe he was talking.
I think he said that I would have had to give him a book and be like, read a couple lines.
And this was the same person that every time we went out to eat would slide the menu to me and say they can't see because they didn't have their glasses.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that right there. But anyway, so
every time,
every single time,
fairly consistently until like if we went to a restaurant, which might be why we went to the same restaurants a lot.
Oh my God.
Once they learned the menu, they didn't do that. But for a long, every time we went, babe, can you look at this for me because I don't have my glasses or the lighting here is not gonna. And then after the whole thing ended and I start processing all the reasons why I couldn't stand them, I was like, you know what?
He never read a book.
Not to me.
Never read a news
Not
article?
to me. Now, one time they did act like they were reading. I don't know, but like yeah.
But you know that made me think of Reese Tisa, how he was having phone calls with
No,
people.
So like anyway, I don't know, but I don't know. I'm just ladies, gentlemen, like make them read a book.
First day ideas. Make them read a book.
Because
interesting. Have a book club with your partner. But moving on, I don't even know how to transition from that story.
That was so good.
That was such a random, perfectly put story.
I'm like, can they read them?
Yeah.
Now
I will never know because I've never talked to them.
I'm like, I never saw him read. But anyway, moving on from the Sora AI to Friend AI, talking about the decline of people actually using their brains and like having human connection. Friend AI apparently was a startup by Harvard dropout. I mean, that kind of sounds a little shady to say, but Harvard dropout. And he started posting like posters in New York subways where it was like friend, like it would say the word friend and like define what a friend was or whatever. But the whole thing is that he wants people to wear a necklace. It listens to you throughout your day and it's your friend. It's there with you. It knows you. It loves you. And to me, that just seemed like something straight out of a Black Mirror episode.
It sounds like
100%.
So many
yeah, and it feels like it's solving a problem of loneliness that it created.
It's solving the problem of loneliness, but creating a codependency on the technology.
100%.
Like, that's crazy.
I feel like this is ruining human connection. I feel like it's gonna make everyone more divisive and like being.
Because we're already always this, even when we're with each other, we're this.
Yeah,
so
or
like having
we're talking to
something
real people, but we're using the technology to do it.
Yeah.
I have so many questions about how does that even work? So just.
And then how does he finance it? Like, what does he get out of all these friends?
I think it's a start. If I think about the latest Black Mirror episode I watched, I'm assuming that you have to pay for the necklace once he gets it up and running.
Like a subscription.
Yeah,
is he like the master of all the necklaces? Like knowing what everybody is doing and where they are?
Going to an actual Black Mirror episode, there was this thing that probably is going to exist one day in actuality, where you could revive someone that has died. Episode where you revive someone that has died.
That's a good one.
And then slowly but surely, it's like, okay, you can pay for this, and they can be alive in this like area, and it's like network. And then, you can pay a little bit more if you want to be able to travel, or you can pay a little bit more if you want them to feel extra happiness, Or you
more if you don't want ads. So,
yeah, you can pay more if you
Yes,
don't want
they got
ads.
ads. They got
Like, I
ads.
feel like
And
this,
they were a teacher too. They were a
Yeah.
teacher.
like she had to stop teaching because she would be teaching and then randomly an ad for like something inappropriate would pop up and like she couldn't control it. So I feel like the whole friend AI thing is gonna, if it becomes an actual thing, it's gonna start when you pay for the Netflix. And then if you want 2 friends, you pay more. And if you don't want ads, you pay
just go
more.
ahead and take me to glory before all that happens. I don't want to
Okay.
with all of that. No, that's too much for my spirit. Cause what?
I mean, it's a thing apparently, and I feel like some people are super excited about.
And
the
people are already doing this.
Well, people are already having romantic relationships.
Oh,
with
they
AI
have
now.
many apps.
There's like
Yeah.
romantic relationships you can have with AI.
Yeah, I saw a TLC episode. This guy, he was in love with his car.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
He went outside, he rubbed his car, he talked to his car. I don't know if he did something with his car.
Now, it was insinuated.
But-
It was insinuated.
But he actually, like, he'll fight over that car. Like, if you touch his car, like, broke his
And
car.
see,
stole his car.
that's a mental
Yeah.
health issue. Like that's the other. Like all these mental health conditions that are going to be created.
Yeah.
Because I already told the kids somebody's gonna make a lot of money. We got Alcoholics Anonymous and what is it? I can't remember, but Narcotics Anonymous, whatever.
Mhm.
Somebody's gonna make a lot of money off of a phone addiction anonymous platform
Yeah.
or whatever. Because
Yeah.
literally, I had kids that would risk it all to be able to use their phone. I don't care what threats you made. I don't care
Yeah.
what calling parent, whatever. They literally are addicted to phones, and I feel like I'm slightly becoming addicted
Slightly?
to mine.
The Facebook
Restrict your
reels?
Facebook
reels.
But like,
Facebook reels.
and because I can feel myself slipping into it, and I consider myself to be a fairly strong-minded
No,
person.
because you
I'm
and
worried about
grandma,
the rest
you
of
and
the
grandma
world.
used to be like, it's that dang phone,
My
it's
mom
that
was
dang
definitely-
phone,
What's
and
your-
now all I see is.
Have you looked at your screen time on your phone?
Don't do it. It's gonna make you sad.
I'm not gonna do it.
Shit, just
Don't
go.
look sad.
That'll tell
Look,
you.
I have an excuse because my whole job is like being on my phone and finding video. Like that's my whole thing, which kind of sucks because I feel like and then like all of my friends are like moved away. So
you're-
talking to
yeah.
them, like, I'm on my phone constantly. Like we're doing this podcast. I have to use my phone. Like, it's just so like you just gotta be. The only times I don't use my phone is when I'm actively with people and I'm like consciously being like I'm trying to be present. I'm at dinner. I'm I'm watching a movie. I'm not gonna look at my phone while I'm watching a movie. Like I'm at the
You
theater.
have
I'm
to
not gonna put
start.
my
You
phone
have
out.
to stop your mind from doing it.
Exactly, because
Which
it's
is
almost like
pretty scary.
impulsive.
Yeah,
It is. Cause I'm trying to
Yeah.
do better. Cause I
And
realize I'm slipping into.
I wanted to say one thing because you mentioned mental health,
Mhm.
and I was trying not to make it all sad and somber, but I work in AI, so I know a lot of the field. I also am a lover of media, so I have been reading probably around like 10 stories are out right now of family members who have had, somebody in their life who has committed suicide
Oh wow.
directly from AI. So when we were talking about this friends thing, the first thing that popped up in my brain is what blockers is the tech people, like the engineers, going to be able to put to make sure that this is not leading to somebody's demise.
Yeah.
Also, religious psychosis is a huge thing right
yeah.
now. And it's directly coming from AI and like the articles. Because one thing about AI, it's going to give you what you want. So if you ask the AI if the moon landing was fake, and you have already talked about conspiracies in your threads before, then it's gonna give you what you want.
Yeah.
And that's the scary part, because I work with content writing and we're trying to make blockers with AI and all that, but also you can only make blockers as much as people want them.
Yeah.
Because people believe in everything, but the rabbit hole gets so deep, because ChatGPT, Gemini, it gives you so many little spots that you can do more research on and go into the rabbit hole deeper. So that is my concern.
Or what happens when the AI crashes and now my friend is gone.
Now my friend is
or
gone.
my partner is gone and that like the system is
And that's
crashing.
my girlfriend. Like I
Exactly.
don't have any more Wi-Fi. That could lead to a whole
Because
thing.
even right now when the Wi-Fi is out, you like,
Listen,
I can't watch my
You
show.
would think that the big bad what is it when all the dinosaurs got killed? Anyway,
Is there a word for that?
Like a specific word?
there is one.
Big
Yeah.
Bang.
Big Bang is
Wait,
one.
no, Big Bang is the world was
But there's something that happened when all the dinosaurs and stuff
That's
got
an
killed.
extinction.
just extinction.
You would think that
I don't know.
it
There's
was
a
the
word
start
though.
of extinction when you cannot access the internet. Because this one right here will come in my room at 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, 'cause
wake
the other
me
day
up.
the Wi-Fi
That's
went out
cool.
and I was trying to watch Love Is Blind and I had a specific time.
the internet down.
I heard horrible
It's
things.
terrible.
I heard
Everybody's crazy. Everybody's weird.
Yeah, but yeah, we are definitely, and like with the school, with the technology, everybody opts to have their kids work on their laptops instead of having hard copies. Well, when the internet is down, the kids can't do anything. And I finally convinced some of the teachers at my old school, get a class set of books. Because they would all be like, I don't want books, and we're just going to use the computer. The first time the internet went down and they had to be in the room with the kids with no internet and nothing to do, I had my books. Like, y'all go get your books off the shelf, because you really don't. And then when we test, a lot of times, if there are a large number of people online at the same time, it tends to crash.
Yeah.
And so then like everybody's in a tizzy because it crashes the whole system. You can't take attendance. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
So we really are like so dependent on technology.
I mean, like
We gotta be
business,
concerned about it.
everything is dependent on technology.
Yeah.
But moving on to Let Me Push Online, I feel like AI is probably going to be the first thing on everybody's mind when I say this. But I saw a post that said, what are you sick of people trying to convince you is great? And obviously we could go down the whole rabbit hole of phones and AI and all that, but I can start because I made a list.
Okay, what's your list?
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say something.
You made a list.
I actually made a list because I have terrible memory, so I knew I wasn't going to remember it.
You don't worry for
the
five
first-
anymore?
Yeah, that's me. That's me. I can't remember anything. But the first thing on my list, even though I don't think it's innately bad, and I do want to go to a winery, everybody tries to get me to be like alcohol, beer.
As her mother, no, she does not need to
Well,
try
that
this.
no. Well, you had a panic attack when I drank at 21, so.
no. She does not need to consume alcohol.
No, but like I really do want to go to a winery, but people keep telling me that certain drinks taste like juice.
Oh.
It don't taste like juice.
There's nothing.
I'd be disappointed
They said
every
alcohol
time.
tastes like juice?
So I forget what it was, but my cousin told me that something at Trader Joe's, she was like, "Ooh, girl, if you get this, it's gonna taste like a soda."
That's alcohol.
Listen, people
That's
who
alcohol.
drink a lot.
That's not
that's
I'm
what
not
they say.
saying that she's alcohol.
No, she's not. No, she's not.
Listen.
No, she's not an alcoholic.
Not Amari's cousin.
Yeah, no.
But
But
my
people-
friend.
Be honest.
People
People that
Yeah.
have vices will try to bring you into their vices, because like I have never understood when I say I don't drink, like I'm not a
Well,
drinker.
but
I don't
like,
drink. People act like
I've
I'm
never
really
seen you
fine.
drink in my like. I've never seen
You
you
never
drink in
even
my
seen me
life.
try?
No, you
'Cause-
refuse to try alcohol.
Because I mean, to me, if it's something that I can get addicted to, it's not good for me.
That's true.
Like, why am I trying to convince myself? Like, if I tried it and didn't like it, that's a good thing to me. But people
Yeah.
are always like, "But you didn't try. But you didn't try." It's like, but why should I? Why do I want to find the
Yeah.
alcohol
My
that I
thing
want to
with
drink all the time?
drinking is I don't mind the concept of drinking, like whatever I'm drinking.
Yeah, like
But I don't like the concept of like getting blackout drunk. That
Oh,
scares
no,
me.
no,
That
no.
scares
and then
me.
you never know if you're the person, because there's some people that can go, and doesn't affect them. You never know if you're that person where when you try it the first time you're instantly hooked. And there are some people.
Well, see, that's what she was so concerned about.
Yeah, like because she has alcoholism on both sides.
I
of
wanted
the
my first
spectrum.
drinks to actually be at 21 because every time I told people I hadn't drank, they like freaked out, and I was like, I kind of like this attention, so I'm just gonna wait till I'm 21. But when I did drink, she was like, "What if you get hooked?" Well, and I'm like,
And that
"Mom,
was
it's
a
fine."
genuine
Or like
concern.
she was like, "You can't have like a glass of wine and then a couple hours later drive. Like you're gonna crash." I'm like, "That's not how alcohol works."
But my question is always, how do you know? Like, how do you
but
know?
see, I
Because
was-
people get caught for drinking and driving all the time, which clearly means they didn't know
That's
where
what
they
No,
that's what
they
when
do
you're like
know.
drinking, like you know.
You know.
You would have to
You know.
see. That's because I think you've only ever had like wine coolers and like champagne. You would
I've
have to.
I've tried wine cooler champagne, and somebody I knew used to drink tequila. So I just very. Yeah.
But see, you would have to like actually drink and feel what it feels like to be like buzz and understand that you know when
You will
you're
know.
going too far.
Well,
you have
I will
to
never know that because I'm not even getting that.
No, because I feel like, because I think it's important to know. So I'll say this, I agree that I think everyone has different proclivities and we can all be more, we can lean more towards certain things. And I think that's why, like, if you generally don't have a lot of like good, inhibition control, you need to finish yourself.
Right. You gotta.
But then on the flip side, so I feel like awareness is important too, because you need to know what your body, how your body reacts in response to certain things, just so like you have more awareness. Because like imagine if you're like, God forbid, but like in a bad environment, and like maybe you ingest something, you start feeling weird, you don't know what's going on. I feel like if you had like that slight history of knowing that, hey, I might be intoxicated, I might be under the influence of this, X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
You could also like kind of take like a preemptive step. But that's also not to say like, go crazy, but I feel like it's good to just, in moderation, know your tolerance, kind of gauge yourself, because the concept of like blacking out to me makes no sense.
That's scary. I don't like the idea of like not knowing what my surroundings are.
It's nasty, like.
Yeah, and as a female, I never wanted someone to be able to tell me something I did and I don't know I did.
Yes.
Like, I never wanted to be vulnerable and put myself in
very
vulnerable.
And that's the other thing too. I feel like I have only ever drank with people I trusted. Where like y'all just gonna let me run.
I was glad that she took her first drink. I wanted to be present.
Yeah, I took it.
Yeah,
and it was funny because it was like her, my grandma, a couple of friends, my cousin, like everyone was there.
Was it on your 21st birthday?
I think it was on my actual birthday.
Okay,
It was on my actual
so
birthday.
like we made that agreement and she kept that agreement.
But
it
it was like a strawberry margarita, so it wasn't a real drink.
It
It wasn't a real drink for real. And I tasted it and I was like, I don't taste any liquor.
And then she went away from me with her friends and
then I
drank for real. like a day or so later, that's when she took
I was trying to hide it from her, but we were all being very sus and like, we gotta go to Publix for some random reason. But now I know my tolerance, and I'm not addicted. I will report because I don't think I have drank in like a year and some change. But it also helps because my boyfriend doesn't.
That's one of the things I like about her boyfriend is that he doesn't drink.
Yeah, so it's like we're not really sitting drinking. I told my coworkers that they were like, "You've never gotten drunk with your boyfriend," and I was like, "We just want to get food."
That is one of the things I like about him. He doesn't drink, so she doesn't drink when she.
Should I continue my list, or do y'all have stuff?
Oh yeah.
Country music generally.
There's music though. I mean, I'm not in love with it. I love Dolly Parton.
Okay, I was about to say there's specific.
I love, like my dad loved the Oak Ridge Boys, and so there's a song in particular that he listened to on repeat. And then Kenny Rogers and Dolly made Islands in the Stream together.
There's specific exceptions. Like every black person likes Tennessee whiskey. I'll rock to that. I like Beyonce's country album. I like that.
I don't count Beyonce's album as country.
You didn't like it?
I don't like. Thank you, Tabria.
Okay.
Speak your truth.
Let me speak my truth. First of all, y'all, I do love Beyonce. When I heard that she was making a country album, I was very disappointed because Renaissance,
I love
and I love like the culture, like I love everything surrounding it. So when she said country, I was like, I'll give it a try. I think I took a listen to it. I honestly go on Spotify or YouTube and they have mixes where it's like they'll have like Drunken Love beat, but it's like I like that. I just don't like the.
You don't like the twang.
I don't like the twang. I love her verses. I love how she writes it, but like the background for me, I'd be like, I can't bump to this.
See, like I wasn't a fan of that album either. But I do. And who does a really good job with country music is K. Michelle.
Yes,
she does a good job. And then that other black girl with the blonde hair, Taylor something.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. Taylor something.
Ooh, I
know who you're talking about.
But yeah, they do a good job.
Taylor Adele.
Is that what it is?
Something like that.
It's something like that.
But so country music to me is just R&B music with a different beat, or I don't even know how to describe it. I'm not a music person like that.
It's the background
to me,
that's different.
If you change the music, country and R&B are telling the same story.
Yes, which is why I love Beyonce's album when it has her old beat.
Yeah, you want the R&B beat with the same lyrics and the same emotion.
It hits so hard.
But she can't try something new.
I love that for her. That's why I'm still supporting.
You're not being a Beyonce hater.
But what I love though is she was like in your face to all those people that said she couldn't do
which
it.
I love.
I love that part. Yeah. But like the album itself was not my favorite Beyonce music. But but country in general, like I don't love all country, and I'm very specific with what.
But like you're never gonna catch me listening to Morgan Wallen for obvious reasons.
Wait, there might be one song.
Well, you know he's accused of being a little not for us.
Oh, okay. No more Morgan then.
Only ally country music do we like.
Yes.
I think that's called Zach something.
Zach. Yeah, I was just about to say Brown.
I think I heard he's pretty good.
Yeah,
there's not when you say you don't like country, you will not listen to.
I don't like the stereotypical like. I'm going down to them like
and
that.
who is it? I Got Friends in Low Places. Who is that? I love him.
I got friends in low places.
He has a song called I Got Friends in Low Places where the whiskey flow and the beer chases my blues away. I can't remember who it is. He's married to Trisha Yearwood, who I also like.
I know who you're talking about.
It's Garth Brooks.
Maybe.
I think it's Garth Brooks.
I don't know.
Yeah, like I think it's Garth Brooks. But like, I'm very hesitant to ever say I don't like all of anything or I do like all of anything because I was taught never to say always and
Well,
never
that's
say
why
no.
I said country music
So.
dash generally.
Yeah.
There's exceptions.
I'm right with you, sorry.
Yeah, like country music generally.
I feel like I don't care for country. I'm not like gonna go
It's
out
like, it's never gonna be in my like top 10.
ooh, let me top 10 country.
Yeah.
No, but if I hear it and it got a little.
Yeah. I'm open to it. I'm open to it.
Yeah, I used to say I wouldn't ever listen to it, and then I matured a little bit.
Yeah, they got 3 good songs.
Three.
I really only heard 3.
Not one of those three.
I love it.
But shout out, country music.
Yeah, we don't hate y'all. It's
Yes,
it's not our ministry. It's not for us.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Are you going?
Y'all want me to finish?
Okay.
Or you gonna, what is it? Because you've been building this up for like the last hour before we even started recording.
Actually, you.
Okay, so repeat the question. What's
Okay.
the initial question? Because I want to put it in the
We're
right
gonna pretend
context.
like this. My phone is a cue card.
Okay.
What are you sick of people trying to convince you is great?
The concept of the rule of law in this country.
Well, why we had to go so deep?
And we can talk about it.
I'm just saying.
She has something on
People keep coming on these shows. People keep coming on these shows when all the corruption is happening and keep insisting that the rule of law. There is no rule of law anymore. So like, let's stop playing these games. Let's stop pretending like anybody is abiding by the rule of law
Or like tradition.
because we got people, and I'm not gonna call names, we got people that have been convicted of crimes, that there's evidence, convictions, like nothing happened to them. And then we got innocent people being snatched up and treated like criminals that have not broken the law, and nobody's rescuing them. So stop trying to convince me that the rule of law exists and is a good thing, at least for right now. That's all I got to say.
Wait, Amari, read that question one more time because
Okay.
I got back up from Miss Tangela.
What are you sick of people trying to convince you is great?
America was never great.
Ooh.
Should I leave the podcast now? I'm done. We don't even have to get into that. But I had to say that after Miss Tangela. There's a lot of things going on in the world. We don't got to get into it. But America was never great, which is why we have to go back to the foundation. We have to go back to the foundation, gut things out, and move forward. We cannot build on this land that is broken. We cannot build on the bodies of indigenous people, of black people, of all of these people of colors. We can't do it. And this is why the world is in chaos, because we gotta rebuild.
I think the concept of America was great.
The
The
concept.
idealized concept, the Statue of Liberty, giving you're poor, you're tired, you're hungry. The concept, the idea of it was great, but it has yet to be actualized. And I think that, and people are gonna watch this and say, oh, they hate America. I don't hate America. I want America to be what we were promised it was and what it was gonna be. I want everybody to embrace, I don't have to agree with everything that you like, but I also don't have the right to tell you what to like or what to do. As long as you're not breaking a law, if it's not, like I used to tell her when she was younger, if it's not amoral or illegal, people have a right to do whatever it is that they need to do.
And sometimes
stuff
that's sometimes legality and morality don't.
And that's what I was gonna say. Sometimes what the law says is legal is still not fair and just. And people need to accept that. Just because the law says you can do something does not mean that it's the right and fair thing to do. And just because the law says you shouldn't do something, sometimes it's not always something that you shouldn't do. So I want people to stop playing games. Stop pretending like you're in favor of law and order when it benefits you.
Yes.
But then you throw it out the window when it's somebody else's turn for law and order. I'm over the whole thing. I'm over people trying to pretend like there's something wrong with me for wanting to be treated fairly, for wanting to be able to be safe in these streets. I'm sick of people trying to act like there's something wrong with me when I can't say what my dad used to say.
Lord. You can't say nothing.
I can't say a lot of things that my dad used to say. But I'm gonna leave it right. But yeah, so just stop stop trying to convince people that there's something wrong with them for seeing the wrong that's being done to them. I'm sick of
and
that.
I want to hop in right after you, because you also stated something that I think that we need to say to even the playing ground too. You said that you like America.
Mm-hmm.
I love America. I believe that we can still have the American dream one day.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that a lot of times people will look at conversations like this and they're like, especially people from overseas, international, all that stuff. We have a certain level of privilege by being in America.
Mm-hmm.
We have a certain
Absolutely.
level of like, you know, things that we have that some people it'll take them years and decades to have. So I'm grateful to be an American. I'm grateful to be in this country. But I also think that like these privileges, they can expand because our privileges are at different levels too.
Yeah.
So I want to say that because, you know, I be editing these podcasts and there these comments.
Yeah.
We understand our privilege, but things can always get better and progress.
Yeah.
Which is what the American dream was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And it's crazy because I think about it all the time that we live in a country where upper middle class people like us waste and throw away food, and in the same country there's people that don't have enough to eat. Like it's trying to keep that balance in your brain as you know. I hear about the hunger in America and I don't have any concept of that. Like I've never known what it was to truly be hungry. So like it's hard for me to be like, what you mean? Like there's plenty of food.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's in my situation, and that's one of the things too that I have tried to teach in my classroom is you got to be able to put yourself in the place of the other. Yes, this is how it is for me, but maybe that's not how it is for other people. And because I was raised by Christian people, I'm always trying to be mindful of, okay, I'm fine, but what about other people? So when I vote, when I decide to do the things that I do that with the mindset of, okay, I got everything I need, but do I need to vote a certain way so that people that don't have what they need can get what they need? And then until we all get to the place where we are thinking about other people and not just us, we're gonna be in a world of trouble. But I do know that I'm privileged to live in this country. I know that there's much worse places. We have an abundance of a lot of things. But stop right now trying to tell us that we should be satisfied and trust what's going on, because I don't believe that.
There's duality in those.
And you can critique without.
A critique does not mean hatred. It does not mean
hatred.
a critique is not hatred.
I think that's like the importance of just, and I think that's really something that technology could really be used for. It gives us access to understanding the other, their experience, their culture, what they're going through. Because I feel like a lot of the lack of empathy that we see in the world is because people are not putting themselves in the place of the other. My day-to-day just includes I wake up, I shower, I eat, I go to work, blah, 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 I go home. Another person, they might have to walk 20 miles to get to work.
Not even have a car.
And it's those like little things, but again, because it doesn't directly affect you, that lack of awareness makes you, I feel like we desensitize ourselves to a lot of things because we're like, oh yeah, it's not affecting me, it's not really a big deal, you know, they'll be okay, it'll take care of itself essentially. And I feel like if we all like, even just like banded together and educated ourselves in that way, of the experience of other people, like we be more like empathetic and sympathetic to just everyday things. Because I feel like that's the biggest, I think that's one of the biggest reasons why like the world is the way it is. We just don't really care anymore. Like a lot of people just don't care.
Lack of community, lack of empathy.
Yeah, and it all circles back to we've all been divided by technology.
There's a theme.
There's a theme
right there.
But because our videographer is in front of the camera, we're gonna take a short break. And when we get back, we're gonna have even more topics and maybe, you know, a little bit more lighthearted and fun and we'll get into some things.
Yeah, we'll take the heavy out of the conversation. Maybe. I don't know.
But we'll be back. What had happened was, so now that we're back into it, I saw this video. I think it was a hypothetical situation, but there was a kid and a man in the video, so it could have been this woman's real life. And she actually was in Tampa, where we are. So she posted a video saying that the guy that she went on a date with could not find a babysitter. So he brought his daughter on their first date. Not like they've been dating. He brought her on his first date. So I wanted to talk about it just because I felt like that's such an unusual situation. And I had thoughts. So I figure everybody else is gonna have thoughts.
How old was she?
She was like a good size. Like she looked like she was like 5. She wasn't a baby. She was like a kid.
I
full
probably would have ended the date, like not in a mean way, but just like, you know, I understand you couldn't get a babysitter or whatever and stuff, but like let's try this again when your babysitter situation is resolved. Because I would not have wanted to, because that's kind of like the child shouldn't even be being introduced to somebody that she didn't know. And what is this little girl like? Who is this lady supposed to be? To
I wouldn't have even made it to the date as soon as I found out he had a kid. So that wouldn't have even been in this situation.
No, and that's what I was about to say.
Did she know before she got?
I think she said that he told her before. So I don't know why she went through with it. Yeah. But I feel like this is gonna be controversial, maybe. I feel like if you have a young child, you shouldn't even be trying to date.
But I think
no,
I was gonna say because
everyone needs some love.
You can't not have a life because you have a child, and it's very dangerous and sad not to have a child.
That's an attachment issue with your child.
So like they need to be able to date, but they got to be able to do it safely.
I just feel like sometimes this isn't the case for everybody, because I've seen people that have like blended families where like their significant other also has a child and it works perfectly. But I feel like some people sometimes prioritize their like dating life over the kid.
I think you should, as a parent. That's
and I feel like you also need to make sure that you're dating someone that is willing to be a parent if they're not a parent already. Because if you're dating them, you're also like not married. That sounds weird. I don't mean that. But you're also.
I mean, it's feeding.
In theory, if they marry you, they're also marrying the child, or at least accepting the child as their life. But I think people try to sometimes date too soon after having kids. Like if you got an infant, what you mean you going on a date? Go home and let your body heal. What are you talking about? But if you got kids that are school age kids and you want to date, then that's fine. But you also gotta go into the dating situation making sure the person knows that your child comes first. Until that child is able to take care of themselves, that would be a priority, is making sure and emphasize the child comes first. But people that got kids, like you, because what if you're not the person that created the situation where you are single? Like maybe somebody left you and now left you with the child.
Maybe their partner passed.
Or their partner. So they gotta be able to date, but they just gotta be able to do it.
I think it's date. It's just from my perspective, I always said I would never, especially because I'm only 23. I would never, date someone that I'm not dating someone that you better not know. I'm not dating someone that has
Let me look. He better
he
not.
He gonna see this and be like, why did you say that? He does not have a child.
I can see him now coming in the house saying, I don't have a kid.
No, you don't have a kid. You don't have a kid. And I'm not pregnant, so he really doesn't have a kid. But at 23, I always said, I'm not going to take on the role of being like a stepmom, because I know I'm not mature enough for that. I want all of his time and attention, 24/7. And when I call, answer that phone, So if you had a child, then I gotta, and then the whole
self-awareness. That's real.
I know I wouldn't be able to look at your baby mama and not feel a certain type of way.
As somebody that got married at 22 to someone that had a child,
I tell her all the time, I don't know how you did it.
Don't do it. I was very immature, and I handled the situation completely wrong. It was very messed up. And I copped to that. I have copped to that for many, many years. It was a break baby situation, so that complicated it even that much more.
A break baby?
Yeah, we were together, and then we broke up. Yeah. The baby got conceived, and then we reconciled. So it was a break baby.
Yeah,
break baby.
Well, wait, was it this going into friends territory? Was it a break or a breakup?
It was both. It was Christmas time. We had this big old argument, and I'm done. He went that way, I went that way. And then, a couple months went by, and we both decided, well, no, maybe not.
Wait, it was months?
Yeah.
You know?
I'm learning more. Yeah, we broke up in December, and based on mathematical calculations, your brother had to be conceived in January.
That would have
No. So, and then complicated the situation.
You said December, January?
Yes.
A month?
Yeah. That complicated the situation because it wasn't even a relation. It wasn't a relationship. It was okay. I don't want to put business in the street.
My father gets around.
It was one of those things where I'm more concerned about your brother's mom, so I don't want to disparage her.
Well, no, I'm not
But it
disparaging
was
her.
one of
I'm
those
just saying that
situations-
was the irresponsible one in the
It
situation.
was a situation
Not her.
where they weren't in a
I'm honest.
relationship. Things happened.
Yeah.
She got pregnant.
It was a
and
Rolling
then
Stones type of situation.
before it was even
Marty.
before it was even confirmed
You got it.
that he was the like me and him had reconciled
Yeah.
and like he wasn't even sure. So that made the situation even that much more complicated.
Yeah.
So here I am, literally 2 weeks after graduating from college, marrying somebody that already has a child. And
How old was he when y'all got married?
how old was your brother?
Yeah.
He was like 2, 3.
Oh, wow.
Like 2,
Mm.
3. Because like I
So
said,
he's older than you.
Yeah, he's older. He's like,
yeah, like me
13
and
years
him
old.
had gotten back together. Me and her dad had gotten back together and were actively dating again before like he was even sure that she was pregnant and what. Like it was a whole thing. And so, optimist that I was just like, please don't let it be his baby. Please don't let it be his baby. Please don't let it be his baby. Well, obviously it turned out that didn't happen. And so then now, how do you adjust to that situation? Me at 22 just graduated from college. What you mean?
22?
Like what you mean?
22. They got married 2 weeks after she graduated.
That's an issue for like
A whole,
that's different ages.
there's a whole lot of why she is 23, still not married, because she learned.
I was like, I'm not.
She learned from my mistake. But like it was this whole thing of I'm not babysitting. Like what you mean? But I was aware enough and I was raised right enough to say acknowledge the baby if it's yours, pay child support, da da da. But then I was immature enough to say,
And
well, I'm
like
not
you
doing
would make sure he always
this,
got like
that,
his
and the other
birthday.
thing.
'Cause
You
he's
know,
like-
so and then I realized in how what will wake you up, America, what will make you up, wake you
Not
up.
America.
What will wake you up is when I had her
Mm.
and saw how hard it was for me with a husband, with the support of my family, with being good and grown, because I was 31 and turned 32 right after she was born.
Yeah.
Having all that support, no judgment, because I'm within a marriage and all of that, and it was hard for me, and that's when it hit me, how hard it had to be for her. And that was when the mature part of me said, I owe her an apology that I gave to her. I owe him an apology for not being who I should have been and being the right kind of stepmom. I caught to all of that. Is water under the bridge. There's nothing I can do about it now. But yeah, there is a whole lot of complicated situations that can arise when you date somebody that has a kid. And if you know that you're not willing to be a step parent, like even if you're newly dating them, projecting to the future, if you're not willing to be a step parent, leave that person alone.
And I feel like it's easier when you're older and you're dating somebody that has a child, because then it's kind of like almost expected. Like, oh, I'm older and like people have kids and relationships and work. But when you're like that young,
that young, all I was thinking about was me.
Listen,
And
Yeah, 22.
but that's all, but honestly, that's all you should have been. You shouldn't even think about him.
Yeah.
And I really should not.
Trying to get married.
I should not have gotten married at 22. I should not have. But you know.
no, and
But then she wouldn't be here,
That's
so
true.
it was all for it was.
Yeah, it was meant to happen.
It
It was
was
meant to happen.
And I'm not like against marriage or like against marriage. Like, cause right now my boyfriend proposed, I say yes. But it's like, well, why are you looking like that?
hey,
I'm not forced out or anything or like telling him to propose.
That's what that sounded like.
But no, I'm not being one of those girls that's like propose to me now. But I'm just saying that like if you were to, I would say yes, and I feel like it would work.
And then there would be a very, 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 very long engagement.
But then also I have to think about the fact that I already have a career and I already have my like I'm already like set in that way. So it's a little like, and it's not like I'm like doing like it's not like I'm like all of my friends that are going off to like med school.
I have no issue with even getting engaged on, but I say you need to like spend some time.
And then also I think the difference too is y'all dated as kids and then immediately went into adulthood together where like I didn't start dating him until I was already an adult and already like had a
that would have made a difference, because if I had seen him as an adult person, maybe I don't like that adult person.
Exactly.
I just carried over the crush that I had from middle school and just like never.
Oh, this is from middle school?
Yeah, like I met him
like
when I was
12.
And it wasn't consistent. It was so like it was one of those things where, you know, I decided at 12 that's gonna be my husband, and just kind of like that thing carried. So like I think if we had not gotten married when we did and had allowed some time to pass and lived as adults, maybe we would have, maybe we wouldn't have. But like, you know, we'll never know now. But I don't recommend. Don't date people with kids unless you are ready to step into a parental role. Just don't.
yeah.
And don't be bringing around all your little friends around the kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing too, like the frequency at which you do it. Because you also have to think like, well, it's a possibility, but like maybe that kid has a need or longing for that other figure in their life. And you keep showing that, then you take it away.
Different.
And each person's also like slowly pouring into your child.
Yeah.
With each introduction, it's like you also have to think about like how that affects your child, because that can easily be some trauma. Then they might have negative view of like just relationships, love, everything, and
or
also
attachment issues because he was here and now he's gone. I don't want to start like this one because maybe he'll be gone too.
Or they could just be a dangerous person in general that doesn't need to be around it, and you don't know that because you don't know them well enough to be in a relationship with them, and now you're like,
you should be practically almost ready to get married before you start introducing your kids to somebody, because if they may be temporary,
I think that's probably what oh my god, I can't talk. That's probably what's hardest for people dating with kids is they want to introduce them so they know, is this marriage going to work?
Are they going to be good?
But then also don't want to introduce them too soon because they don't want to expose them to someone that could possibly be.
But on the first date.
Not on
first date is definitely that should have been okay. Maybe even show up to let them know I'm not lying, I'm not trying to dodge, I'm not trying to duck out on the date. But here's the situation. Can we reschedule this?
As a gentleman, I feel like he definitely could have reclaimed some of his energy by going to the place. Maybe he has his daughter in the side on her little coloring book, iPad, whatever. Pay for her dinner, buy her a glass of wine, maybe even bring some flowers, a gift. Say, like, I still want you to enjoy your dinner. I have some responsibilities. Me and my daughter, we might even eat here, but I just know that I can't allow my daughter to.
I like that because that's the real man issue right there. Let me pay because you were expecting dinner.
Or even if it was something like, I'm gonna Uber eat you a meal and we can do something at home. I can FaceTime you so I can exactly.
Look at us putting that together. He should have called us. We could have helped.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Well, while we're on the subject of kids, the Ask a Gemini today, I want to talk about this with you. Because the person posted, yelling or cussing at kids is so ugly. You really don't ever have to do that. Because I want to hear, do you think that you should be yelled? I know what you did.
I'm getting in the teeth.
Do you feel remorseful for what you did?
Do you feel remorseful for yelling at your child?
No, not even. No. Now, tell the truth. When you were an impressionable child,
You did not cuss
I did not curse at her in front. Like I did not do that. When she got old enough, and this is how I divided my mind. When she got old enough to know she couldn't say the words I was saying, that's when I allowed myself to curse in front of her.
But you never curse.
And I never until she got to be older, got on my nerves.
Not at all.
I didn't yell until she started, wanting to say stuff back. Like when she was a little kid. I did not have to curse at her because I was her mama.
I honestly don't even remember being like punished. Like I never got spankings or anything. I knew you would.
Exactly.
I knew you would if I needed to.
She grew up in a we don't spare the rod type of situation, but I never had to really use the rod because she knew the rod was usable.
I didn't start.
She was conscious.
She knew. I said, look, and my mom used to crack up because when she was doing something I didn't want her to do, I would just start counting, and she knew if I got to the right number, what was going to happen. So I said 1, 2, and honey, it would stop right there. So like if now this is not for the gentle parenting crowd, and this is not for the people that don't believe in spanking your kids. Save your comments. We are not talking to you. If you do believe in spanking, if you do it the right way, you don't have to do it. If the child knows that it is an option that you will implement and you will implement it in the appropriate ways at the appropriate times, you usually don't have to do it. She knew that I would and could, so I didn't have to do it.
My feelings were more hurt when you take my iPod.
Like that's what really got to me.
That's what got to me. And she wouldn't let me watch like my shows or something.
Yeah, so like I used talking to her and punishment, which even now she didn't have to do a lot. She was a good kid. I have to say she was a good kid.
I didn't start getting on your nerves until I was like high school.
High school age, teenage.
That's when I started getting on your nerves.
And I was shocked because I just knew I had dodged all that when people talk about terrible teens.
But see, what she thought was aggravating aggravating was just like she just was not used to me like being remotely like
And when
disobedient.
they tell you that your kids are gonna pay you back for all the things you did to your parents,
That's real.
all the stuff that she does that gets on my nerves, it's like, oh mom, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is what you were talking about. Like this.
But I think I didn't have like discipline issues because y'all always let me like vocalize
That
like,
was
what I
too.
was feeling.
It was,
or, like,
I
why
was never
doing
a
something.
because I said so parent. It was always,
Yeah.
okay, tell me why you think that makes sense. And let me tell you why it doesn't. Or sometimes it would tell me why you think that makes sense, and me being like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Because like even now, like people might hear us like arguing or something, and we just talk like I just
That's
talk
just
loud.
how we are.
We're like
we're
loud.
both
I feel like we get that from your father or my grandfather. We're loud talkers, so we can be like seemingly going at it, and it's just like she has her point, I have my point, and then we're cool.
I feel like that's definitely a mother-daughter bond because I feel like sometimes I'm country. And so I've had this thing. That's why Jacob laughed. I'm very passionate. People will view it as aggressive or like, you're just too much. I talk loud, and when me and my mom be talking on the phone on FaceTime for hours, we are loud. We go at it. Our voice is fluctuating.
I'm in one room, she's in another room.
Yes.
I'm in a meeting for work, and her
okay.
sound is projected through the room,
Okay.
under the door, under my door, into my room. It's
And
crazy.
Jacob can't talk because when you be talking to your people, you be loud too.
I'm very quiet. I'm actually very quiet.
And then you gonna stand in a quiet tone.
Anyways.
We see you.
And I wanted to say something towards your point with discipline. So I know a lot of people don't like Dr. Umar, but what do you say? A broken
A
clock?
broken clock is right once a day.
Yeah,
Twice a day.
twice a day. Yeah, 2 times.
Yeah. So he made this. It was a post that I think I saw on Facebook or TikTok or something. He was talking about discipline, and somebody asked him like, "Do you gentle parent or would you gentle parent or whatever?" And so I really liked the way that he explained this. He was basically saying like, "I'm not going to spank my kids," and basically relating it back to slavery, all of those fine, corporal punishment, whatever. So he was saying he's not going to spank his kids unless they are putting themselves in a position that is so dangerous that they need to know that this is bad. You cannot do that. And it has different levels. So
And that's what it is.
you're not going to spank a kid at 2 years old with a belt. You're gonna pop them on the butt, little pop. And there's a thin line, a very thin line between spanking and go get your switch and abuse. So I'm again from the country. I got grandma, granddaddy, and being in a big family, anybody can give you a whooping for real. Like it's very, very strategic in that way. But going back to your first question about the cussing and yelling. So my dad's a pastor. I was born and raised in the church. I've never heard my parents cuss.
Really?
Wow.
At all.
Can't say that.
I can't say that.
I have never heard my parents cuss. When I first heard my dad, he was reading like something from the Bible, and he said hell. I was like, I said, oh Lord. Like I really thought that it was like a big thing. As far as yelling, I did get a little sassy, 13, 14. We had little arguments. But even the yelling my voice is already elevated, so I didn't even view it as yelling. Like we don't scream at each other. So like I think when I have kids, and Jacob and I have talked about this, I don't think that I would curse at them. Once they get to a certain age, maybe I can say some cuss words, but I think there's a difference between cursing
and cursing at them. And that's something that I don't think if I have done it, I haven't done it a lot. I made it a point. I will use a curse word in front of her or in a conversation with her, but like cursing at her, there's certain things I'm never gonna say to her. Even when she was a kid, I did not allow people to say she's being bad. It's like, don't you ever. It was so funny, but we decided she's being busy. You're being too busy. And I told people, don't ever tell her she's bad because she's impressionable, she's a child, and she might internalize that. So I did not allow people to say that. Stop being busy. You're being a little bit too busy. Choose a different word, choose something, whatever, but no, do not tell her that she's being bad. And I always parent it from the perspective of, I'm gonna discipline her so that nobody else has to. Because I never wanted anybody else disciplining my child. So I made sure whatever space she was in, she knew how to behave appropriately because I never wanted anybody else to have a reason to discipline her because then I'm gonna have a problem with that. I'm gonna have a problem with that. So if you rear your kids right and make sure other people don't have a reason to discipline them, then
Yeah.
you won't have, because I never wanted, and I tell my students, the ones that are a little bit more busy, you do not want law enforcement to do what your parents are failing to do. You do not want, and parents, if you love your kids, do not put them in a position where somebody else may have to do what you are refusing to do now. Like that's a problem if you do that,
Yeah.
But saying some bad words, I come from cussology. We know all the words. We've invented some words. We use them very strategically and eloquently. So she
I feel like this has a little flavor to it.
Yeah,
It's a little
and I don't,
razzle-dazzle.
we covered it earlier.
Razzle-dazzle.
I don't drink and I don't smoke. That is my outlet. My ugly words are my outlet, and so that's what
I've just gotten good at like turning it on and turning it off.
Yeah,
And when I'm at work, I'm not gonna cuss. When I'm working, I'm not gonna cuss.
even as much as I do use those words, she's not allowed.
Yeah, like even if I'm like
right now, she'll ask me.
like if I'm quoting someone, I'll be like, I'm quoting what this person said.
Sometimes I can spell it.
Or like I took her to see Beyonce when she came to Tampa during the Renaissance tour, and I was like, okay, Mom, this gonna be like that one time where I'm gonna need some permission to use some words, and I want to sing along to some of the songs, and I want to vibe.
You said a lot of that on.
Because while I am from a family of cussologists and I do use words, I don't think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's just a thing.
I feel like so unladylike if I'm like,
And that's what I tell her, like,
no.
no. Well, I'm not gonna say no because there are some people, I guess, but most guys don't want to hear certain words coming from the mouth of the woman that they're with because it's not ladylike. And I try not to, I'm aware of my audience and I try not to do so. But like, if I'm at home and I'm mad, you're gonna hear all the words.
Yeah.
I feel like my take is gonna be different.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm originally from Ghana, and it's a big piece of my identity. But growing up in Ghana, so culturally, there's like a difference. Like a lot of like cuss words, like we use here, like we don't really use it back home.
Yeah.
So I feel like I didn't really grow up like saying certain things because of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't really like, I cuss, but like I don't like cuss a lot. It depends on like the context and like what I'm doing. But generally, I didn't like really grow up. So like my mom, like she doesn't cuss at all. Doesn't cuss. Doesn't like a lot of words, but generally, yeah. So I didn't like grow up around that. And then I feel like she also really didn't yell like, and my dad also didn't cuss because he's straight from the motherland. So that's he don't care about that. But I think about like parenting, and for me, like I'm one of the gentle parents. I want to be one of the gentle parents.
I can see that.
I can see that.
I don't have a kid, I don't
Yeah.
Because I feel like, so another article, and I had a conversation back in like 2019 or 2020, and then I spoke about how like Black culture in itself, we started like using corporal punishment like spanking after the introduction of slavery into a lot of cultures.
Okay.
Which was really interesting to me because I was like, so like before, and it was more like you said, like you maybe leverage your position as a parent and also like kind of communicate to them like, if you overstep or I got a character, this will be the repercussion to the action, and then they follow through with that. But just like with the inclusion of Sadie in the world and just like a lot of us like getting like dropped off at random different places, you started seeing more of that introduced into Black culture, be it like more like aggressive language, more physicality, like a lot of those things. So even like for me, and this is also problematic, but I really believe that spanking in itself and just aggression in parenting is not innate to Black people. I think it was pushed into us through slavery, and that's why, and I also think it's lazy parenting.
Yeah.
Because it's very unrealistic to expect a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old.
And I do not believe in spanking little kids for doing little kids.
Adults 40, 50, 60, 70, even adults, like
can't emotionally.
they can control, they can emotionally regulate properly.
Yeah.
And you're expecting a kid that they're brought into this world without their knowledge, you just kind of pop them in there.
Just pop them.
And then, how do you want them to know how to do everything? Like it's not realistic.
Yeah, and when Jacob and I first started dating, well, not when we first started dating, but when we first started talking about like future things and life and all that, he was very adamant about that because when I grew up, I'm like, my parents spanked me like, let's just say like 5 times over my life. There were some spankings. Like I said, I'm from the country. You go out there and get your own switch, and you get a good talking to.
Yeah.
But they realized that, after those spankings, the fear of God was in my heart. I ain't need enough. I ain't need any more of that.
Yeah.
But the thing that made me even like more, I guess, obedient, more understanding, making my path a little straighter, is my dad and my mom looking at me in the eye and saying like, you know, I'm disappointed.
Ooh,
I'm
that's the one.
disappointed in you.
That's the one.
And I think even that is like sometimes a lot because that disappointment turned into some trauma. We can get into that later. But, you know, saying all that, like Jacob really opened my eyes up to the fact that like either sides of the spectrum, you don't want to be too gentle and you don't want to be too corporate punishment. There has to be a balance because I was like, oh, these kids getting spanked. Like because my mind was just so focused on the thing. No, I literally was like, you know, a little pop, a little ruler.
And every kid is different too though. There are some kids that you probably have to beat them to death before you start. No, I'm being serious. There are some kids that maybe we should edit that. No, I need that to stay in. What I'm saying is there are some kids that even if you beat them, it's not gonna move anything, it's not gonna change anything. They would because I've had relatives, they'd rather get that spanking and then I don't care about that, they're going about their business. They'd rather get spanked, it's not gonna change their mindset. But if you tell them, okay, you gotta sit right there on that chair and don't move, that's torture for them. So like spanking is not always the answer. It depends on the child. There's some kids that a spanking will make them like change their whole attitude, everything immediately. And then there's the kid that no matter how many times you hit them, whatever, that's not what it takes for them. Isolation or, you know, taking something from it. Like you gotta know your child. You gotta know what to say for your child.
I think that's why a lot of like parents that label themselves as gentle parents or just parents that don't believe in spankings or whatever, they're usually in a place where mentally they have the time to like sit with their child and talk to their child and be present. And like it's very intentional. And that's probably why a lot of great parents never have great potential parents never have kids because it takes so much out of you to like it took so much out of you to raise me and like you gave up so much of your free time.
I tell people it's a life sentence. It's one that you'll enjoy, but it is a life sentence. And I mean that you gotta when you have a kid, if you're gonna do it the right way, know that you are accepting a life sentence. It will be one that will have many joyous days. If your kids, you know, go on the path that you want them to go, you are gonna feel fulfilled. I'm so proud of my child. I don't know what the world will do. But it is a life sentence, and until one of you leaves this earth, you are in it. Like you are in that. So think about it before you do. It's not like a pet that you can drop off at the shelter. Like, and even after they get to be an adult, I'm 55. My mom is 75. She is not going to bed until she knows me and her are accounted for and in the house. So like it never goes away.
So
that never goes away. So know that. You know.
Well, that's why I don't have kids now. But let's go ahead and close this out with Gemini Gem. Do you want to go first?
Yes. Which one do you want?
Well, I don't care. That's why I was like, go first.
Well, okay. So it is to some people pumpkin spice season, but I'm gonna say it's spice season because all the holidays are coming up. So the stores are strategically gonna put different things on sale. Spices expire. People don't realize that, but spices do expire. So this is the time to purge all your old spices, get new ones while they're on sale when they put them on BOGO and all that kind of stuff. And if you have never started a spice cabinet and you've always wanted to know what this spice or that spice is like, this is the time to do it because that's when these things are going to be the cheapest because it's holiday time. So
I needed that. Thank you. I like to cook, so that's.
This is the time. Stock up on all the things, your pantry staples while they're on sale for holidays.
Well, because I know you be chefing it up. Because I see your food. But
we'll talk about that after the
next time they come on, he has to like bring
we gotta bring food next time.
But it's also I was about to say crock pot season. That's not
it is.
It's crock pot season, but I was gonna say something else. But it's the time of year when you can set your crock pot up. And your suggestion, I'm stealing yours. Your suggestion was to have a small and a large one. So like for people like me that might just want to cook like 1 or 2 servings at a time, you have your small and then you have your bigger one for like you're cooking for your whole family or whatever. And you cook a lot of stuff. I used to love a little beef stew when I was in college because I
need that.
Just sit it and
make some beef stew.
A crock pot that you can, you know. We're not condoning plugging in electronic appliances and leaving them unattended.
No, do that at your own risk.
If you can do it safely, you know, you put it in there and let it be crocking while you're out, and when you come back, all you gotta do is add those final ingredients. You got dinner.
And listen, even us, we work from home, so set it up. 6
set it
a.m.
up, yes.
And then
and by the evening time, it is good and tender, whatever's in that pot.
Yes.
You said like good.
Yes, honey. Because I love you. You know I love me a crock pot meal.
All right. Well, with all that being said, thank you so much to Sabrina and Jacob.